Hey guys, Matt Jung here, 88HVAC. Yep, we got a little spaghetti. Okay, part 2 of how to pull radiant heating in your slab. So, if you looked at part 1, you saw me set up, and I just burnt through 1,000 feet, and my uncoiler and everything I picked up. And yeah, this took a little bit of time, but as you can see, there it is. So what did I do here? You can see I have 6 pairs of pipes here. Okay, so we have supply and returns. The far right is the supply. The next one over from the wall is the return. Supply, return, supply, return. Okay, why do we do this? We do this because we either zone out the rooms for different zones. For instance, this last little tiny one here is a bathroom, but that grand room out there was bigger than 300 feet. What do you mean by 300 feet? That means when I start pulling, the circuits out there are greater than 300 feet. On the pipe, you can't see it, but on here there's foot markings. Sorry, it's not focusing, but we look at the foot marks, and let's say, for instance, we start at 900, 00900. We better get back to this end at 00600. That's 300 feet for a 1/2 inch pipe. You don't want to go further than that. So 300 feet per circuit, okay? You can go less, but you don't want to go more. So I broke that big room into 2 sections. I got this little section here, and I got about 200 feet left over that I threw in the back of my truck. Okay, so let's get back to pressurization. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. Looks like these guys pulled the rebar at 10 inches on center or 12 inches on center. So I basically tied right to it. So that's where I got my spacing for the pecs. And it was pretty nice because it kept me straight and it kept it nice. And you can see I used those little rip ties. You can get 1,000 of these things from Home Depot. The 8 inchers are okay. You don't want to spend money on the 12s, but it seems like when I pull the 12s, they're a little faster. I'm not ripping up my fingers like I just did when you pull a lot of these rip ties. So anyway, probably want to pull like 10 inches on center. Sometimes I like pulling less. I wouldn't recommend going greater than 12 inches on center because once you get into greater distances, you're going to sometimes feel striping between the pipes. So the closer you get, the less striping you get. Okay? So let's talk about pressurization and pressure test. So I just did a flow test. I did a pretty cool flow test, as you can see. And what did I do here? So I opted not to go with my manifolds. So on one end, I got myself a shark bite ball valve. Okay, and this is one end of the pipes. So basically, you see that one shaking? That's the end of my bathroom. So I opted to take that end. And this guy here is the very first one over there. And what I did is I put couplings like this between the first and second and third, and I came back on the last one. So what am I doing here? Oh, I'm sorry, jumping around again. I took myself a 1/2 inch to 3/4 MIP male. I double gasketed this washing machine hose. Okay, loops around, comes on up, and I built myself a little See that? Pressure gauge. Boom. And we're sitting at, it was sitting about 40 pounds street water pressure. And what I do here is I hook this guy up, the wash machine hose, up to my hose over there. Fill the water and it pushes down this way. Comes into the first line. The water goes into the first. Okay, comes back on the return on the first. Comes into a coupling. Goes down the supply side of the second. Returns on the second. Okay, jumps around to the third. Goes down the third. It comes back, so on and so forth until we get to this end here. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, and then we bleed it out. Bleed out all the air until you get water. Shut this guy off. Get that guy back on. Shut the ball valve off, and then get your pressure gauge on. Then go ahead and back it up. So I'm at 40 pounds now. Come on, focus. I'm at 40 pounds now, so later I got to get an air compressor and pump in 60 pounds of air. Then I'm ready for inspection. Okay. I hope you got that. If not, you can always drop me an email and I'll show you what to do. Anyway, it's about 900 square feet. 800 square feet. Did this by myself in about 2.5, 3 hours, about 3 hours. Wasn't really killing myself, but if you had a helper or someone to do it with you, it'd be a lot faster. Especially all this bending over stuff. My old body can't take it no more. Alright guys. Again, any questions, give me a call. 88 HVAC out. Check out a staple up system that we're going to be starting in San Francisco, and I'll go over the gist of stapling up plates. Have a good day. Matt with 88HVAC.com.